What's up, guys, and welcome to Tuesday's live stream. We are just before 6:30 p.m. in the evening and we're about to do another course recommendation. Today we have a course. This is the next one down on the list. Obviously the one that jumped in yesterday was the new Arctic Fury one, which was Umbria Golf Club, Italy. This one was the next one on the list that really should have been played yesterday, but I was so keen to squeeze that one in that I just sort of shoehorned it in there. Whoop, we don't want to do that. We want to change the course. And this one is called Virginity River. So it's a strange name, granted, but let's see if we can find it and let's see what it's going to be like. It was a recommendation, so you'd like to believe it's going to be pretty good. The thing is that we did have one last week that wasn't particularly good, so let's see if it actually comes up. Virginity River. I would imagine it's this very first one because all the rest are different names. Virginity Rocks, Virginity Lakes. So this is Millertime78 created this one. 4 out of 5 stars, almost 5,000 plays. Almost 7,500 yards, soft fairways, I'm hoping soft greens as well, medium fast and a medium difficulty. So let's choose this one. Let's have a quick look. Shane, hey Tim, how are you, fella? Hope you find another good. Yeah, I mean, fingers crossed, mate, fingers crossed. Let's see what this one's like. Wind speed, we're going to go for low. Tees, we're going to go for the 7,500 yard one, and pin set number 1, and we can then go done, create match, begin round. I'll be interested to see, I mean that's one of the things while I was just doing that, I'll be interested to see how they change this whole process in the new game, you know, setting up a round, whether it's going to be the same kind of thing or whether they've actually upgraded the the interface to be a little bit more, not user friendly, I mean it works, but just to be a little bit easier to use. Ariel, welcome to the stream, thank you for joining once again, and Seago, also welcome to the stream, thank you very much for popping in once more. As I say, this one was another recommendation. We are going to see what this one's like. It's got some big shoes to fill after yesterday's course. But let's see how we go. I mean, I can see some things that make me start to twitch straight away. But yeah, it might just be that it's me. Hold on one sec, I'll have a quick look. So one of the things that I had a big thing with, yeah, so this here, okay, come back. So when you're creating a course, the one thing you need to do is you need to flatten your cart path out. I don't mind it being wavy like that one is, but flatten it out so it's completely flat, because you know, trying to drive a golf buggy over that bit there would be almost impossible. So I know I'm being a little bit picky and pedantic, but you know, that's just what it would be like. Hopefully it's smoother. Hi guys, hey Tim, hey Phil, welcome to the stream. UK will get PGA 2K21 before the USA. And how is that happening? How is that happening? I mean, I know I've got mine on digital download. I'm not going to be here that morning because I will be away on a golf break. I go away on the Thursday, which is the 20th. I'm back on the 21st, playing golf in the morning, and then I'll be driving back in the afternoon, and then I'll be jumping on the game for a fairly decent session, which I'll probably be live streaming. So for those of you that don't get it on day one, I'm pretty sure you'll tune in to see what it's like. Right, huge monster of a green. I mean, this is some of the other stuff here. Look, I mean, that's just that's attention to detail. That is just pure attention to detail. I mean, yeah, I mean it's chalk and cheese to yesterday's course, but not everybody can create like Arctic Fury, so we don't want to do that. That went off further to the right than I thought it was. What are these greens like? Are they receptive? Yeah, not too bad. Not a lot of roll out there, so that's good. Hey Dan, welcome to the stream, buddy. Nice to see you again. 163, so not super quick. Let's see if we can drop this for the birdie. Ooh. Must have moved right at the end because that looked dead on line, that did. Alright, first, I mean, this looks like, I hate to say it, this looks like something I would make. But I would clean things up a lot more than this, especially around the edge of the fairway. You can see just down by the base of those trees, that bit there, and on the other side. You know, I've had the cart path running through the trees, but once again, it's not flat. You really got to flatten out the cart paths. It just makes a hell of a difference. I mean, you can see. Look at that cart path there. It's crazy. Craziness. You want to make sure you flatten those bad boys out. Through the trees probably did me a favour, to be honest, because I think that may have actually gone in that bunker, so that's not all that bad to land in or to hit the trees on the way through there. 184, it's playing 188. I'm going to play that as it lies, I think. Should get about 3 yards of roll out here. A little bit more, a little bit more. Tim, I played your course last night. Dare I ask, Jared, dare I ask. Bear in mind, I am not a designer. Please be gentle, please. Alright, there's the first birdie. Stroke index 2, so pretty pleased with that. Alright, we're on to the first par 5. Over 600 yards. It says over 630 yards, but this is 519 yards. Yeah, I mean, look at... That's just a classic example of the cart path I'm talking about. I mean, don't get me wrong, the course is playable. It's just the attention to detail around the design aspects. I mean, we've got a crazy looking hillside on the right there, so that's a bit nuts. .306. So, as the crow flies, it was probably about 500 odd. It's definitely playing over 600 yards. Yeah, I would imagine this is a newer designer. First time effort maybe, but you got to give these courses a go, otherwise you're not going to find those little gems. I mean, at some point, you know, everybody's got to start somewhere, so you may have known, you know, Arctic Fury's first course may be like this. You know what, Shane? I cannot remember. I can never remember the name of my course. Jared, can you help Shane out with the name of my course, perhaps, please? It was fun. There were a few trees that overhung the fairway and around the greens. Overall, a good course for being a player and not a designer. Oh, thanks very much. Thanks very much. as I say, I don't profess to being a designer by any stretch of the imagination. I just wanted to have a little play with the designer, see what I could come up with in a relatively short period of time. I didn't spend a great deal of hours on it. By the way, if you don't mind, I have another course recommendation. It's actually what appears to be a nearly finished beta for a LiDAR version of New South Wales Golf Club. Yeah, cool. No worries. I will certainly add it to my list. Alright, a little bit disappointed I didn't get the birdie there. Yeah, lots of tears round the green on this one. Massive, massive green for a par 3. Look at the size of that green. It's going to be long. Right over the top of the flagstick. Hey Matt, how's it going? In fairness, I reckon I'd lack the patience to design a course in the first place. My controller will probably end up with a few dents in it and there'd be much swearing involved. Yeah, it is incredibly frustrating when you can't get things right, especially the angle you're trying to look at stuff. It can be really, really frustrating, but that's part of the process, I suppose. I will go on. I mean, if Shane, if you want me to jump on to my course design at the end, just to give you the name of the course. In fact, I didn't. I found it under 58 degrees. So it starts with Kim. It's something like Kimaleko something. I can't even remember. Kaluki or something. But I'll find it afterwards and show you. I mean, I did it in yesterday's video, so you could probably get the name at the end of yesterday's video. But I'm happy to have another look for it if you're that keen to play it. It's nothing special, mate. Nothing special. It's a bit of fun. There we go. Kimioki Kaleki. I remember when I first created it, the first version of the course, Phil, that's Nashi 19, absolutely ripped it to pieces. So I went back and changed some bits on his recommendation, and then came back with a second version. So that's what's great about the community, is that you can rely on people to give you some feedback, be it positive or negative. It depends on how you want to take it. And you make changes accordingly, and that's the benefit. You know, whether the person that created this course will ever see this video and go back and make some changes, not entirely sure. Right, another par 3. It just really irks me, these bits around the green, and that's so easy to fix as well. It's so easy to fix. And that's the benefit, I think, of having a a community out there, especially on this platform, if you do want to create, to get people out there playing the course and getting their feedback on what they think is invaluable, because really, as a designer, without that feedback, how else would you know whether your course is any good or not? Tim, I liked your rock work on hole 10. Jesus, I'm trying to think what hole 10 was again. Yes, I remember hole 10. Hole 10 is the dog leg right, where you've got the wedding venue at the end of the fairway overlooking the water, and then you go right and it's a raised green with the rock work. I do remember it, yeah. Matt saying, yeah, we played my first course together, which helped. Got a lot of feedback on Bear Mountain from different people and helped me with my other 2 courses. Yeah, I mean, and don't get me wrong, I mean, Matt, your first course was really good. I mean, look at that. That's not bad. You know, it's probably a little bit sparse. You could probably fill that in a little bit more, but the feature's nice. Could do with a bit of tidying up around the outside. That's a nice little feature. Maybe not so much that little tree there. I mean, that just looks a little bit like some kind of dwarf tree. But have you noticed much difference or benefit of switching your clubs a couple of weeks ago? I think I'm less in between clubs, Dan, and I feel a little bit more confident with de-lofting clubs with this pin set, with this selection. The good thing is that when you're using the 2 wood, what do we got actually? Yeah, when using the 5 hybrid, the 5 wood and the 2 wood, lofting them actually does make a difference to slow the ball down, which is really, really good. They don't tend to roll out as much. So I have found it really helpful. Thanks very much. I am toying with going back to the master clubs now that I'm playing regularly on the PS4. I'm not sure it's going to make an awful lot of difference, purely because of the fact that PGA Tour 2K21 doesn't have any difficulty settings according to, the informed sources. I'm going to wait till PGA 2K21 comes out. I'll make a new course. I did it in TDC2, went okay, didn't have many plays on it, only 29. Shane, by all means, if you ported it over, throw the name of your course into the chat, mate. I don't mind shameless advertising of your own courses. The burnt edge stuff around the fairway shows that it's probably a first design. Yeah, and I tell you who helped me quite a lot with that was Andre, Crazy Canuck. He's got some great videos online that actually show how to get rid of things like that. So his videos were invaluable for me. He went through a whole thing of, starting your first hole, how you create a fairway, how you create the first cut, the second cut, just to make it look great. It's a par 5, yeah. We're on hole 8 already. 348 to the flag. We are not going to be getting there in 2, so let's bring this all the way back. Another monster green. He does like a big green. I don't mind a big green. I think I did a couple of holes in on my course that had a shared green. I think there was a hole on the front 9, which was a par 3 from an elevated tee to a green, and then you came back and you went down to the island green, and then you came back up the hill and you were on playing a different part of the same green. It was something that I wanted to try, the whole shared green thing. I really enjoyed creating that, to be fair. It's all coming back to me now. This looks good. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, so Shane's course is called San Diego 3, so go out there, give it a play. There we go. There's the shameless plug for your course, Shane. Or should we call it the shameless plug? That's just not knowing about textures and stuff. If the textures are brushed in, you would need to put rough or heavy rough texture around it. If splines, you need to use toggle second surface. Yeah, I used a lot of splines on mine. Always worth learning from more experienced in any given field. I've had some invaluable advice from older musicians in my time, some less so of course, but the point still stands. Absolutely. I mean, the thing is that in the business that I work in, I'm a big believer in, you know, if you don't know what you're doing, speak to somebody that does, because everybody is or professes to be an expert in some field or another, so why not tap into that information? Why not tap into that knowledge base? Trying to do it yourself will waste time, it'll probably waste money, and if you can employ somebody to do it and do a damn good job of it first time round, it'll probably end up costing you less time and money in the long run. Obviously in this case it's a little bit different because there's no time and money involved. Alright, we're going along nicely. I think that's a few birdies in a row now. I think that's probably 3 in a row, is it? 4 in a row. Alright, 5 under through the first 9. Not the best course, but it's playable. It's, you know, it's a decent track. There are some elements. I mean, this is a nice hole in so much as, you know, you can choose to take stuff on or just lay up, skirt it down by the trees. I hope it doesn't roll out of the other side of the fairway. So that's nice because you can get a good run on the fairway and it doesn't run out, and it gives you a nice shot into this green. I mean, that's not a bad layout actually. I mean, I don't know what's going on with that. Is that another green for another hole? Maybe there's a different pin that goes on there, different pin set. I mean, the likelihood is that we can... I just want to have a quick look at this, see which way this is. I thought that was running completely the other way, you know. Alright. That could be wet. I need a bounce here. Oh, I thought it was going to land and stop on the bridge. Yeah, stress-free front 9, and then I go and plonk one straight in the water on the 10th. I managed to get out of jail there. That was squeaky bum time there. Nice little fly through there. That was nice. I like that. The way that you come through the trees there. That's really cool. Not sure where that waypoint is. Another huge green. Cheers, Seago. Thank you very much. Yeah, look at the size of this green. There's countries that are smaller than that. Let's see how much yardage is going to fall off of this shot. Not too much, actually. Not too much at all. Alright, this is going to be a right to left putt, uphill. Just gave it a bit too much. Didn't move as much as I thought it would be. Yeah, I didn't use brushes at all for pretty much. I don't think I used brushes for. The only thing I think I used brushes for were bunkers. For fairways, rough, greens, all of that, they were all done using splines. I didn't use brushes for much, just the bunkers. Jeez Louise, look at the size of that green. That's the sort of kidney shaped green, but it's massive. I mean, it plays very different depending on where you go for, because here you've got the water in play, here you've got the water in play, here's the bunker, probably a little bit of the water, but more so the bunker, and it looks like there's a monster slope at the back there. Yeah, you can see there. $19. Interesting this, because I'm going to be, this is where I'm a little bit in between clubs. $6 to $14. Yeah, I think I'm going to be woefully long here. It could go out the back, this one. Unless it hits that little slope and then just turns. Yeah, that's okay. It's coming back. It's coming back just about right. Hey John, welcome to the stream. Nice to see you again. Welcome to the chat. That was a nice putt. I enjoyed that one. Right, stroke index 1. Let's have a look at this bad boy. Right, it's not a long hole. Stroke index 1. What makes it so tough? Is it the green? Because it seems like you can get far enough down the fairway to be able to make this a very, very short iron. Or is it some people taking that on? That might be what it is. Some people are taking the green on. I am just going to play smart here. Try and play smart. This may run across the cart path. But I think we're just going to get this down there with the two wood, run it across the cart path. There we go. Should stop nicely now. And that's bang on this yardage. Absolutely threw that one up in the air. Probably took a little too much off of that, actually. enjoyed that putt as well. A couple of nice little putts going in at the moment. Putting seems to be on today. I either have an on or an off day. It sort of varies. I'm either putting really well across the board or not great. Jim Flar, there's a name I haven't seen before. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the chat. Thanks for joining. And thank you very much for the kind words. Horrible kick there. Horrible. This is where it looks like this designer has discovered rocks. They can use rocks as well. So there seems to be an abundance of rocks here. Alright, so this is playing 146. Got a slight upslope. It's not going to have too much of an effect, I don't think. Let's hope. It's coming up short. We're going to get a little bit of a roll out here. That'll do. That will do very nicely. That one sounded nice. There's nothing nicer than a great, sweet sounding wedge into a green or a 7-iron or a 6-iron. When you catch it absolutely flush, it sounds awesome. Right, we've got a nice little birdie train going here. 3 now. Stroke index 7. 15th hole. 472. 466. So pretty much bang on the yardage. Don't want to put myself down here because then the green I'm going to be unsighted. I'm going to try and go for this spot here. Get it as far down the fairway. But leave myself with... a line into the flag. .235. We're still going to have, I was going to say, we're still going to have 200 odd yards into the green here. That's the only downside to playing it the way that I did. 219. Let's have a look what happens here. Uphill towards the flag right at the last minute. We want to be right of the flag here. Not too much though. Didn't hit that particularly well, but I think we're okay. It should start coming round to the left. No, I think we're too far right there. It's not gonna run that far round. As I say, Shane, I mean, well, that's going to roll. That almost rolled off the green. They almost look wet, those stripes that go around the green. They look like wet ribbons. The course, there's nothing wrong with the course. It just needs somebody to go in and clean it up. Not the layout's pretty much okay. There's nothing really that... It's not an offensive course. It's not like that one I played last week. I mean, I just didn't enjoy that one at all. That was not a decent course at all. This one's got some really good qualities to it. It just needs tidying up. I think I'm hoping if I think that's going to come back round. Hey Ninja, welcome to the live stream. You always tend to jump on either 15, 16 or 17. You tend to be here for the last hole. Alright, this is a tricky one because this I need to keep the red number off the card. We got it. So ends the run of birdies. We've got 3 holes to go. We've got a 3, a 4 and a 5. And I have to say, just looking at this hole here, let me just go back to the tee. This, I mean, other than the size of the green and the tears around the green, this is probably the nicest looking golf hole. It's got that little bit on the right hand side there with the water. Pin position's good. Got the bunker in play there a little bit. This is probably the best hole so far. And that went a lot longer than I thought it was going to go. Damn. Yeah, it does. It just needs I think Dan summed it up. It needs a nip and tuck, or it needs somebody to sit with the person that created it and just say, you know, do this on this hole, do this on this hole. You could probably get this course to the next level with a couple of hours worth of work, and that's it. You know, it doesn't need a lot. It depends on where the person that created this course sees their course, whether they want to be it, whether they see it as being on the same level as an Arctic Fury course. I think they are, you know, sadly mistaken if they do think it's on that kind of level. But you know, everybody's different, and everybody has their own opinions on their course, and everybody is going to listen to other opinions, whether they take any kind of advice from people on what works and what doesn't work. I mean, in this stream, just as a classic example, there's 3 or 4 creators in here that create some really great content, and the guy that created this course could really take a leaf out of all of their books in creating something fantastic. I'm going to go this way. Oh, we don't... I was going to say, I don't want that to hit the cart path, but it's bounced all right. They tend to go all over the place when they hit the cart paths. Joe M, welcome to the live stream again. Nice to see you. All right, we need to put this up high and hope it doesn't come down through that tree. This was one of the issues I had with True North, is that I had too many overhanging trees around the greens, which made it quite difficult to attack the flags. I sort of learnt from that a little bit when I created my one for TGC 2019, but not enough, because obviously Jared's made a comment on it. As I say, I'm quite happy to take those comments on board, because without the comments from the community, you don't know what you're doing right, and you don't know what you're doing wrong. So I don't know the designer of the course, I'm afraid. Didn't toggle the second surfaces, maybe intentional. I mean, as I say, I don't know. The name of the designer came up in the beginning. I'll go back to it at the end and then you guys can see it. Right, final hole. Stroke index 17, par 5. We're not reaching the other side, so that's been intentionally done like that. We want to try and avoid that cart path on this one, because otherwise we're going to end up in the drink, and we don't want that. Crazy Canuck videos would help with the polish on this course or future designs. Yeah, I mean, that's where I got all of the stuff with regards to splines and second surfaces and that kind of thing. That's a tricky one as well. I think that, I mean, you have to learn to play smart on a golf course, and sometimes the better shot is to lay up. I think if I went for that, one of three things could happen. One of four things could happen, actually. I could have ended up going left and in the drink. I could have gone right and in the bunker. I could have got it on the green and it rolled up to the flag, or I could have got it on the green and it was a mile away from the flag. So, water, bunker, mile away from the flag, I'm going to take two shots to get it down anyway. I'd rather take a second or first shot here and get it really close to the flag and then have a relatively easy putt. Hopefully. Let's see if we do. So I'm asking this one for a good roll. That could have been closer. That's still 15 feet out. So this one's for birdie. Not turning, not turning. But we're in for par. That's a bogey-free round. So I mean, and this one was 4 stars, and I find that very, very difficult to believe that this is 4 stars. I mean, and it's not like it's had 20 plays. There we go. Miller Time 78 created this. 4,759 plays, and it was rated as 4 stars. I mean, if we go back to the menu. Yeah, I mean, that really surprises me that that's got 4 stars. I mean, it's probably people that just play the game, you know, and probably come across a load of courses that are really, really bad. And when they come across a course that is what I would call, you know, at the risk of sounding probably a little harsh, finding a course that's bang average, they think that's a 4-star course. But they clearly haven't come across a 5-star course like a Ninja course, Aerial Atoms courses, Arctic Furies, Crazy Canuck, because the gulf in quality between that, what I've just played, and one of their courses is huge. And that's what I think. That's where I think those 4 stars come from, is that people not knowing any better and thinking that that's above an average course, which in my opinion it's not. It's way down. I probably would have given that 2.5 at a push, maybe 3 if I'm feeling really generous. That's more than Imiti Falls, which is tour worthy. Yeah, it is very difficult. It's very difficult to judge a course by the star rating, because I think that you have to have played thousands of courses in order to get a good idea of what a rubbish course is. In other words, a half-a-star course and a 5-star course, because the gulf is immense. And playability, that track is playable. Whereas the one we played last week, that track wasn't playable. And everything on that course that could be changed is purely aesthetics. There's a couple of little things that they could do to the layout to make it a bit better. But yeah, all in all, I enjoyed the round. Yeah, it was good. Guys, thank you very, very much for tuning in this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you along for the video, the live stream. Thank you for tuning into the chat, for those people that have been in the chat. For those people that are watching on YouTube, thanks very much. Drop a like, guys, if you're watching in the live stream and you're in the chat, or even if you're not in the chat, please drop a like. If you are new to the channel and you want to be one of those people that is watching the channel and is subscribed, hit the subscribe button. and hit the notification icon if you want to get notified when I am live streaming every day between sort of 6 and 7 p.m. during the week, sometimes at the weekend. Not at the moment. I tend to be doing a lot of work around the house, but hopefully that changes soon once I've finished all my jobs. Remember, Thursday night, if you're interested in Formula One, I am going to be playing some Formula One 2020. I'm going to be doing a career co-op or co-op career with Mr. Jamie Rocks, who I used to play some golf with on back in the TGC2 days. So he's going to be joining me for some F1 2020. But until then, guys, take care, have a great evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye now.